Okay. Firing up the game here, just chilling a moment while I get my setup in order. Need to get better at streaming and stuff. I know a lot of people have cooler things like overlays, or they remember to start playing some music like 10 minutes before their stream. I'm still learning, getting better at streaming. Let's see, and if any of you are out there listening, once I get the focus back in the window, let me know if the audio is off or anything like that, or if it's, you know, the balance isn't good. So let's see, I'm going to pop out Twitch chat here so I can see it. Thanks for bearing with me here. Excellent, okay. And as I've said the last 2 nights I was streaming this, I find it a bit annoying that it's the kind of game where when it loses focus, it stops playing. Oh, what are you doing now, game? Oh, well, I guess it just continued. I think, yeah, this is where I was last night. So what happened last night? Last time on Unforeseen Incidents. Let's see. There's some sort of... Oh, god damn it. I'm sorry. It lost focus again. Oh, well, let's see. Last time, we're in this small Euro-style village. And there's some sort of plague or disease that is claimed to be deadly, but we haven't seen any bodies yet, so I have my doubts. And we are following the adventures of this guy, Harper, who is like, he's really into gadgets and stuff. And being a handyman and fixing stuff. And so he met a dying woman, well, apparently dying, I don't know if she's dying. He met a woman on the streets who was in bad shape on account of this disease, and she gave him an envelope and told him to take it to somebody at the hotel. And then what happened? Yeah, he called some sort of Center for Disease Control type organization, which is apparently evil, and they run concentration camps or some such thing. Anyway, that's the plot thus far, and let's see, last time, I'm drinking my vodka here, last time, the scientist wanted to get in the car and go to the concentration camp and jack some blood off of the woman, which I think is a bit unethical, but okay. And also to get to the hotel, I need to do something, so I need to fix the car and or into the hotel. That's where we were. That's what we were up to. As a recap. Okay. So, should probably be thinking about...
It's my ID.
What to actually do.
This is the envelope that infected woman gave me.
I like how he says envelope, but the woman said envelope. I'm not gonna let that go. I'm gonna drive that joke into the ground. Shoot. Well, I've looked at everything here. Maybe I need to find the parts for the car. Fix the car. I'm not super experienced in adventure games. They're not my forte. Oh, I clicked outside of the window again. Come on. It's an adventure game. You don't need to quit the game. Whoa, where are you going, buddy? Unless that's where I'm supposed to go. He was automatically going to go walk to the hotel.
It doesn't start.
No shit. You know, it is a bit of a bummer I don't really know what my objectives are. I'm clicking the card, it's not looking at it again. Oh, I guess the dot's not actually what I click. Can I fix it?
I wouldn't know how to use the hose
Oh,
here.
it's a hose. A hose.
I don't think I can do that.
Shoot.
No, I don't think that works. It needs a replacement fan belt. I can't replace the fan belt with an aquarium
Hey, it's actually
hose.
got a specific line for that one. That's nice.
No battery. It's low on coolant.
Is it the...
Attention, Yelltown. This area is experiencing
No, I've already-
headache, fever,
It's
nausea.
too bad. Oh, no.
bleeding.
It froze. I can't move the cursor. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Yeah, the game froze.
See the symptoms.
Oh, okay,
Well,
okay, back. It's too bad it doesn't mark the things you've already seen or the dialogues you've already heard. So I've already clicked all this stuff around here. Maybe I have to look at things again, or did I finish the dialogue with Edwin? Yeah, I think the actor's Edwin Tiong on the guy at the front desk. I can't remember his character's name, but I'm pretty sure that was Edwin. He plays a character in my game.
hey, Morton.
And of course, when I say my game, I mean my most recent game, because I've made 5 games and I'm working on my 6th one right now.
Sorry you're going to miss the big...
It's the worst.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like Edwin.
How's the hotel?
Could be better. Worse than the Yelltown. On the bright side, not as...
Why would anyone build a... Are you
Yep.
But I...
Well, I'm sorry.
Okay, I guess I made a mistake.
Sorry about that, Harp.
Never mind. Hey, Morton.
Hey, buddy.
Never mind. Is this not the way to the solarium?
You know it ain't, pal.
Darn, Mort is real focused on work today.
Maybe... Let's see, what haven't I looked at recently? You know, I'm not sure if I poked around at everything back at the, scientists, chill out place, home, office. Anyway, bye, Edwin. He'll be back. I think 2 characters in this game. I think that's what he said on Twitter. So maybe we'll see more Edwin later. Yeah, point filtering. They've clearly got a sort of 45-degree angle animation of his walking, but they don't have one. They don't use it when he's walking down the stairs. Oh, that makes me think also. There's been something I've been wanting to check up on this game. I'm going to go look at the local files and see if it's doing any logging. Because I'm a weirdo and I like to look at things like that. And if I find anything, I'll put it up on stream. Whoa, holy shit. It is as I predicted. They do have a separate scene for every... hold on, let me this up. You do a display capture. Capture. Oh. Wait. Okay. So check this out. I don't know if y'all know very much about how Unity works, but the different areas you load are these different scenes. And having worked with pro Unity game devs before and having done I'm kind of a pro. I've made money making games in Unity. This is I don't know if it's an unusual practice. I guess it's normal, but generally what I try to do is to minimize the number of levels and to sort of dynamically load, especially load async, the assets I need within the level itself. And I know I'm using level as a term of art here, referring to Unity. So it's interesting. Okay, so 73 different Unity scenes, and I strongly suspect that each landscape we see here is its own Unity scene, which would explain the long load times between the different areas. Hey, what's this? This is what I really find fun about games. This is why in my game I've anticipated that people would do this, so I've included contingency plans. But I'm not seeing any logging. And there's your DLLs. More like DLLs, ha! Oh. Interesting. Steam API, of course. I've got that Slam Fighter too. Of course, what I could really do is bring in a disassembler and bust into these DLLs, but maybe some other day. What do you got? Then? Okay. Well, anyway. Oh, that's cute. I've got that in the data folder. Yeah, let's go bug Professor So-and-so. I think it's my house is down there and his house is up here. Wait, no, that's my place. I know because it's got the cardboard. This really reminds me of something I saw in Cuenca once. I wonder how much of this is inspired by Spain rather than Germany. Cuenca, of course, being notable for the village that has the Casas Colgadas, or hanging houses. It's just this cute series of buildings that hang over a cliff face. It's quite dramatic. This music is a bit of a bummer. I suddenly had an idea. While I'm messing with the game, let's turn down that and... oh, I'm still in display capture. Gracious. There we go. Okay, hold on. Bear with me here. I want to see how this game sounds with a different soundtrack. Because, that's how we roll. There we go.
Hey, Professor.
Hello, Hub.
Are you really serious about this crazy plan?
Deadly serious.
Yeah, I like this game with this background music.
You'll be taking a big risk by stealing a blood sample. But you
this is
might
Blank Banshee,
also
in
make
case anyone's
history.
wondering.
Do me this kindness, and then we'll drive to Port Nicola together.
Yeah, he wants to go
And what will you do while I play
to
Gopher?
this place so he
Science,
can
my
steal
boy.
blood from a
I have
woman.
to finish tomorrow's
because maybe
presentation
he's like
and pack
a,
up my lab.
What's that shitty Silicon Valley guy who wants to drink the blood of the young, who I think he was like a co-founder of PayPal. It's not Elon Musk, it's Peter Thiel. Yeah, there we go. It's the old-ass Peter Thiel.
Why don't you sneak into the RHC camp?
They're running high security, an undisclosed location accessible only to RHC staff.
Quick reminder, I'm not RHC staff.
Ah, I have an old BioSuit.
Hearing some
Same
audio
basic
pictures
spec
from
as
this game.
RHC issue. I'd never get into it now, but you'd be a perfect fit.
Damn, I knew keeping in amazing shape was a mistake. So where
okay,
is
so this might be
biosuit?
where how I move
Yes.
the plot forward.
Here you go.
Oh, am I gonna get a new thing? Oh yeah, I need to get in touch with the devs. This looks a lot like spine animation.
Ugh, rubber.
It's polyester. As you
Why
see,
does he
with
dislike
a couple
rubber?
of superficial alterations, it'll be a
That's a strange
perfect
character
match
trait.
for the
We're
RHC
gonna learn
work.
more about
So,
that.
I pimp the suit, swipe a
What?
blood sample, and then we get out of town.
What? That's a
Although the
really
last we
weird
want
thing
do
to
is
say.
involve the pimp.
What? What? Okay.
Well, guess I'm going to go.
do the stupidest
This game
thing
sounds
of my
really
life.
good with the
Excellent.
Vaporwave soundtrack.
Good luck.
Do I have everything I need? Am I what? Hi. I guess I clicked on it. Is there stuff I can steal?
I've done enough rummaging
Aw.
in here. No need to snoop around here
Ah,
anymore. Hey, Professor.
Hello, Harper.
Okay.
I'm still working on your car. Jake really did.
Thanks, Harper.
Okay.
See you later, Professor.
Goodbye,
I'm still kind
Harper.
of baffled as to why he called it a pimp suit. Like, that wasn't even funny. That was just sort of like, what the fuck? I don't... Maybe it's a joke I don't get. I'm not hip with the kids anymore, you know? Okay. So... I have that. Now what? I guess I advanced the plot, though, which is what I wanted to do. At least I'm listening to good music. Music of this game was good. It was a bit kind of Sonic wallpaper-y.
Nope, she still won't start.
Herm.
She probably has, like...
Who have I not finished a bunch of dialogues? Maybe I didn't talk to, Leroy enough, or something. This is a weird thing about maybe adventure games, is not feeling sure if I've made any progress. How do I go to... Oh. I wonder if this game was also ported to mobile. The controls seem like they're quite amenable to touch control.
Hey, Leroy.
Hey, Hop.
Oh, there
Mind
we
if
go.
I borrow some bits of junk from the yard?
Working on a new project, huh? But please leave all the turning a good profit on it
Oh, I
right
just
now.
scared the shit out of my cat.
Actually,
Uh,
I'm trying to
hold
fix
up.
this
I'm gonna turn down the
broken-down
thermostat
car.
and not
Could
fucking
I
boiling in here. It's
please
like 100
take some
degrees
spare
today.
car parts from the junkyard?
Harper,
Maybe.
you know I'm always ready to help a buddy. You done me more good turns than I can count.
Oh, thanks, Leroy.
But car parts fetch a good price. I might need just one more good turn.
Anyway. Okay.
I thought you were...
I am!
Okay, what do you want?
Could you get me a drink? I'm dying of thirst here.
Okay, now
the
and
hotel
now.
bar won't serve me.
Yeah.
He fucked the chair. That's
I don't.
we found out
I blacked out after the
last
fondue.
time that
Come
he
on,
fucked the
buddy.
chair. He
Just
stuck his
bring me a
dick in the
drink
chair.
And you can have whatever car parts you need.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the fetch quest. Wait, I need a... did I get my inventory?
About the...
Bring me a drink.
Oh, okay.
Talk to you later.
Bye, Hop.
No, but I'm not going to talk to you later. I'm going to bring you a thing. It's a bit of an interesting design choice, but I can
Here's your drink,
respect.
Leroy.
Ooh, thanks, Hop. You come talk to me about those car parts anytime.
Apropos of nothing, I'll make an interesting comment on the voice of Matthew Curtis, voiceover talent, which I really enjoy because it has an interesting quality. I guess it called a baritone or something. I don't know what he calls it. But I noticed that even when he's playing these sort of very youthful characters, there's this resonance to it that's unmistakable for a grown man, unlike some friends of mine who could probably play prepubescent boys for the rest of their days. And I'm talking about men. And I don't know, it's something, I really dig that in a character because I think, especially having worked with guys who do have a high register, like straight up tenors, is it's hard to have them playing young men and really sell that those characters are men and not boys when you're using sort of an illustration style that maybe doesn't have a lot of detail. Anyway, that was digression. Superannuated junk.
Oh my Jesus, a paint atomizer. Oh man, these things are so cool. I always wanted
This
one
guy's
of these
like
for
my dad,
model
except not an
planes,
asshole.
but Calvin said they made too much mess. I wonder if this baby still works.
Calvin. That's the second time we've heard about Calvin, which I'm curious as to...
Leroy's trailer. He lives
some
here all
sort of
year
family,
round.
either
You know
I'm
me,
guessing
Hop.
his brother or
Junk
something.
is my life.
Let's see here. Couple rusty hubcaps and an...
Wait, was he supposed to give me something?
Hey, Leroy.
Hey, Hop.
About those...
Yep.
Aha!
I need some coolant.
Yeah, Jake had some bottles of coolant. Better than let the teens try to drink 'em or...
Very...
Ain't I?
So, can you give me a bottle of...
Which kind you... Sure.
Huh? I don't know what I'm looking at. I'll take a screenshot in case I need to reference it later.
Wow.
Use the wrong one and your radiator's You really don't want to put organic coolant into a copper
I
brass
see.
radiator. No, sir.
Right. What was the difference?
You got it. Like I said.
Let's see here. Gosh dang it. Steam. I always forget where you put my screenshots. Oh wait, there it is. Or I'll switch to display capture. Ha! Defeat you, adventure game. Not sure if this is how it's intended to be played. Alright. So he said, don't choose organic. I need inorganic. So I need, what, G12 or G18? G5, baby. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I had to say that stupid thing. I'm sorry. That was a really stupid thing to say, but I had to say it. Okay. This is G12 or G18.
I need a bottle of G18.
You sure about that now?
I know what I'm doing.
All right, then. Here you go.
Thanks.
Okay.
Do you have a fan belt?
Nah,
Let's see.
no resale value.
Oh, damn it. I need one.
You could always try jewelry rigging it with something elastic.
Is it safe?
Sure. I'm here drinking. The junkyard is hurtling through. Have a sense of perspective, why don't you?
I feel like, is it just me or am I hearing... I know it's hard because I've got music on and this is... Wait, hold on. I'll pause the music. I feel like this guy's got, like, room noise or a high level of background noise in his audio, and it's not just his accent or rasp. It might just be me, though. I don't know.
What about a car
Put the
battery?
vaporwave back on.
Yeah, I was using... Seemed to have...
You say you have a...
I had it out when I was done thinking.
Do you have
Okay,
any
so I'm getting my new...
spark
Okay, so I'm making
Nah,
progress. I'm finding my new
unless
fetch quests.
There might be some in
Yes,
the old
get
car
me
engine
10 bare
hanging on the
asses.
crane.
Great.
This is
Can I have
perfect
them?
impression.
Sure,
I'm great
if you can get it
impressions.
done
and
yourself.
Wonderful,
I'm
beautiful
watching the
actress
game.
that
Sure
everybody
thing.
loves. Wait, what?
Where were those spark plugs?
The car engine on the crane. You
Okay.
remember how to work that thing?
Do you have a radiator hose?
I do. I tried to use it to connect the gas cylinder to my stove, but it wasn't the right thought. I'd better give up before I blew the caravan picking.
Okay.
Let's talk about something else.
Okay, bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye, Hop.
I wonder how long that engine's been up there. Hope it isn't all rusted up.
Well, so, okay. Oh, I gotta... Can't help it, I was a bored full of... More excellent impressions by yours truly. Oh no, don't tell me I have to
It's
fetch
stuck.
more bare asses to make the thing work unless I need... let's... Well, you know what? You know what? It's time to stick my dick in it.
I can't see how to use the
Aw,
screwdriver
man.
here.
One of these... It's interesting, you know, generally when I think about game design, I don't overwhelm people with new things right away, but clearly this is not the case in adventure games. And I don't even mean that as a slight. I just mean it's a different kind of genre from what I'm used to.
I used to operate the crane for but I always preferred get.
Oh, I'm done. Well, maybe I can put the coolant in the car and then something else will happen. Oh, get out of there. Get. I turn the music. Okay, they're definitely loading the music each time, and they're loading the music in the start function and not in the awake function. I know this because I have the volume turned all the way down, and yet the music started for a moment before it being like, oh wait, no, the volume's turned down. I'm very curious how they're doing this. Because I feel like it's almost impossible for me to approach the devs to ask them this without sounding really condescending. Because, I mean, who wants somebody to come up to them and be like, I've got questions about your game because I think you did it in a suboptimal way. I mean, that's like something an asshole says, so I probably shouldn't. Let's chill and speculate. I like the animation of this grass here. It's very subtle, but it's nice. This game goes well with Wave soundtrack. Rainbow Cemetery. Well, I'd be alright if someone said that. Yeah, I would too, but I don't know these guys. They're Europeans. Anyway, thanks for joining. I think I've been talking to myself for the last half hour. Okay.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the right coolant.
I mean, this game wouldn't pull a Sierra and, like, fuck you up, would it? Alright. Maybe after I talk to him, it'll let me do things like this.
I wouldn't know how to use the... I can't replace the fan. Leroy said I needed something elastic. Okay, Mrs. Denman's underwear is worth more than she knows.
Alrighty, so we're part of the way there.
An old-fashioned copper That's the radiator. Looks like a copper... An old-fashioned...
Okay.
That radiator hose needs...
Something elastic. Do I have something elastic?
I can't use the suit here.
Okay.
I can't see how to use it.
Oh.
That doesn't...
Okay, so maybe I need to go fetch more bear asses. Something about okay. Progress. It's progress.
Jake's compressed. These things are... He wasn't...
It's too bad that it just says this. One bummer is I think that it doesn't, I don't know, let you know about things you've already seen and mark things you've already seen. But that might be my unfamiliarity with the genre. I need to really finish Shardlight, which has Mike Lazika's voiceover talent in it. That's another adventure game. I found a bunch of bugs the first time I fired it up, so they were not like obvious bugs. I found bugs because I'm a bug finder and that's my job. But I ended up putting it down after like a half hour because I found like 5 bugs. Which is not to say a buggy game is bad, because Lord knows I've made a lot of buggy games. This game hasn't really had bugs in it so much as interesting
Mrs.
design
Denman?
decisions.
Are you okay? It's Harper from next door.
Who's there?
It's Harper Pendrell, Jeannie's boy.
Harper, get back inside and put on a warm
Definitely
sweater
European.
now.
But I...
Do as
I swear. So I lived with 2 years
for
I lived for 2 years with a pack of Romanians, and they were like my age, at least like a year older. I went to school with them. My roommate Ioana, I actually have named Ioana in my current game after my roommate Ioana. And if I was walking around barefoot in winter, they would freak out. Like, they would swear up and down that I was going to catch a cold and die. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? You guys aren't even old. And they would have been like 19 and 20 at the time. I tell ya. Europeans think that walking around barefoot in winter is fatal. What was I doing?
Mrs. Denman's plate. Meatloaf and...
I already talked to her, but she didn't let me up. What was I doing? I gotta get out of here. Get the car back. I don't... Maybe I've got stuff in my house. One thing I think this game needs to do more of, and maybe it does later, is I don't feel an overarching sense of tension in the sense of what's at stake. Like, what am I going to lose if I fuck up? Which I feel like is important for any story. Now, obviously, you need to raise the stakes continuously. So you start out with small stakes and then you keep jacking them up. But I still don't have a sense of, what bad thing will happen to Harper? What will he lose if he doesn't do this stuff? Because, yeah, we've heard like, oh no, this disease, but we haven't we don't know for sure that anybody's actually died of it. And the only person we've seen with it is somebody that, like, we hadn't seen before, so they didn't mean anything to us, and that she was, like, sick, and then we didn't see her again. I guess that would be a critique unless they, it's hard to critique a story, though, because they often make good on it later. And I know there's sort of a philosophy about stakes in a story, like, death must always be on the line, and that can mean, like, actual literal death of the character, or it can mean, like, social death, or it can mean, like, death of the self, like, failing to achieve an important goal and you lose your faith in yourself. And so milder forms of these sorts of death must always be on the line. Well, that's one way of thinking anyhow.
Nah, nothing used...
I already clicked on everything in here. Doink. Okay.
Bad news, as usual.
Did I click on everything?
A lot of old stuff. I like old stuff.
I already clicked on this stuff.
I remember lying on the floor watching...
Stick the TV in the
Unlike
TV.
that old wreck, there's still life in this baby.
Yo, dog, I heard you like TV. Oh, well, the game froze for a second. We're in Reverbtopia.
The Gigaman... He's getting close. My trusty... You need a good soldering iron if you...
Yeah. Lord of mercy.
Me, Mom, and Calvin when I was a high school
So
freshman.
maybe
That would have
Calvin...
been about 6 months before she passed away.
Aw. So I figured his folks were gone. I'm guessing Calvin then is his stepfather. I wonder if they're estranged. This game should have had a Vaporwave soundtrack from the very beginning. And for anyone coming in late to the stream, I turned down the actual music of the game, and we're currently listening to Blink Banshee. Erg. Well, I made some progress, but now I'm feeling like I don't know what to do.
Hard to believe this is one of the...
I'll talk to the bartender guy a little more. Maybe I missed a dialogue with him. It's kind of... It's unfortunate because so far my experience with this game has felt a bit tedious because I get the sensation of I'm not making progress towards anything even if I am. It's a real shame. And I note this not to knock the game because I'm going to try to stick with it unless I end up not being able to stand it anymore or something extreme like that. But I always think about these things because I can't play a game without thinking about what I would do for my own games. And, you know, if I'm feeling a certain sensation when I play a game, if it's good, I want to think about how can I create this sensation in somebody else. And if it's bad, I try to think, I avoid creating this sensation. So I guess it's a takeaway is I want to make sure that I've Give the player a sense of accomplishing something.
Hello there.
Hey, what can I get you?
About that drink.
What's your poison?
Can I just get infinite beers?
Give me a beer.
Here you go.
Oh, I just get infinite beers. Okay. Cool. Cool. Was there
Hello
even
there.
exchange
Hey,
of
what
currency?
can I get you?
Well, I...
Later.
Oh, I can't even talk to him anymore.
Hello there.
Hey, what can I get?
Well, I...
Later.
Yeah, maybe I just keep giving beer to Leroy.
Hi.
Hey,
Oh, I talked to these peeps. I don't
What
think
are
I've
you
talked to these
guys up
peeps
to?
before.
we're watching the big game. What else?
The raccoons are about to pound the seagulls.
Dream
They don't
on.
have
The
raccoons in
Seagulls
Europe.
got this in the bag.
You wish.
Where the fuck are these people? Maybe this is actually like 1,000 years in the future, and it's a post-apocalyptic place where they've rebuilt. It's gonna turn out that I'm right, probably. I don't know.
What's with all these old videotapes?
We had an awesome pregame party this afternoon.
Ah, yeah, awesome.
We watched 5 decades of Seagulls highlights to get us in the mood.
As usual, Harper looks at the person he's talking to, but they don't look at him, which is a bit unsettling. Now, I would be impressed and fascinated if this game actually starts doing what I'm going to do in my game, which is it starts getting glitchy and creepy and everything turns out to be awful and wrong. But probably not. It's a very
Sounds
unique
fun.
illustration style in that it's not
was
cute,
amazing.
but it's
We
very
crushed
appealing.
the Vandals in the playoffs.
It looks definitely
My
like
personal highlight.
pen
Boring.
The division
illustrations.
final between the Seagulls and the
I mean, I feel like
Wolves?
Vaporwave maybe is
Oh,
appropriate because it
man.
reminds me of like
Mondo boring-o. Only
picture
one game
books
against the raccoons.
from the 80s that I
naturally,
had
the
as a kid because my
Raccoons got
sister
their
was born in
asses handed to
1985,
them.
so I had a lot of 80s things as hand-me-downs. I was born in the 80s. I do not remember them.
That Vandals game was a classic.
Yeah, it was this drizzling June evening back in '78.
Okay, so this is
And
I think the first
Vandals were
reference to a date
pummeling
we've
you
gotten in
into
this
the
entire
dirt.
game.
Yeah.
So I guess that
until the
mixes
last
my
quarter.
theory that
Did
they
you
are
ever
in the
see a more amazing
post-cyber-apocalypse of Germany? Question mark.
I remember that Wolves game.
I'll tell ya, Evan Taylor played the game of his life.
It was a fluke.
Fluke nothing. Taylor was a genius. 6 touchdown passes. Must have been
I really
May
like this part of the album.
1999. What a day.
It's very eerie. Yeah, about
I'm
the
sure
game.
the Seagulls versus Raccoons game was fun to watch.
Oh boy.
You got lucky that time, Merle. 86 was a long time ago. We got a score to settle.
Bring it on.
What
Anyway,
if this game takes place in the 90s? That makes sense. Vaporwave. Aesthetic.
do you know someone called Hallowell?
Sure do. Helliwell White, running back for the Seagulls, 92-94.
I think you meant a guest, Merle. Sorry, we don't know any Hallowell.
Did you hear about that disease?
Oh, we heard about it. Real frightening.
That's why we took safety precautions.
A bit
I'm wearing my lucky
inconsistent to
Seagulls
me
What?
how
How are
serious
they
the
going to
perception
help?
of the
Here's
disease
what I
is, because
told 'em.
there's the
Lucky
implication that
boxers
like
indeed.
things have been fucked up for a
Useless
while
compared
and
to
people
my
in
lucky
town are dead,
raccoons, brah.
disappeared, and yet there's also the sensation of life is going on and people aren't freaked out. That's why I get this sort of sensation like something is off, like there's something really obvious that we're all taking for granted. It kind of reminds me of Firewatch. I don't know if y'all played Firewatch. That's a really, really good game. But it's kind of funny because the game presents a situation of paranoia and missing something obvious in a way that I found really poignant and well done. But I suppose I should talk more about it, otherwise I'll spoil the plot of Firewatch.
Let's talk about...
Not again.
Oh.
Anyway,
You guys can't get me car parts? Okay.
how's the game going?
It's looking good.
Not for long.
I wish they had marked things I'd already seen, because I'm actually not sure if I'd
Seagulls
seen
still in the
these-
lead?
this yet or not.
Boo.
Sure are. What a game.
That's what it is, though. This game, not game. Yes, this game reminds me of like picture books from the 80s, which is kind of nice.
I gotta go.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Well, that is a creepy mouth. That's cute. It's cute.
A
Did you say?
classic model.
Got no Betamax in here? Oh, hey, I hadn't seen this before. Okay. Okay, so it must be after 1999 then. You can't tape shit from 1957, can you? Can you? Everything I know is wrong.
Let's see if
Why that
this
one?
could come in useful.
What does come in useful mean? Who? What? What? Who says that? I guess we're supposed to... I guess this guy's had interesting, speech pattern. I guess we're supposed to... I'm not sure if it's an intentional character trait that he sometimes has strange phrasings. Because I feel like it hasn't come up often enough for it to be a big character trait, but then again, I'm not too far in the game. I mean, well, then again, I'm almost 3 hours in. But how long are adventure games? I don't know, I feel so adrift and unmoored. Oh, maybe I use the tape in the car.
Sometimes I wish I was a fish. Then I remember I hate swimming with my own poop.
It's a silly quip. You know what's weird is I'm starting to wonder if it's intentional that maybe Harper, is high-functioning autistic.
Here, fishy, fishy, fishy.
You know, that would explain a lot. Whoa, fuck, I got an achievement. But you know, that makes sense. I'm now wondering if that's an intentional character trait that he is, Is it weirder that there's raccoons or that they're talking about... They're both really weird. I mean, I got a story. I was in Parque del Oeste in Madrid with a friend, and we were smoking weed, and I heard a rustle in the bushes, and my friend, it was actually his name was Gleb, and he was Russian because I used to hang with a bunch of Eastern Europeans. He was like, "Oh shit, what's that?" And I was like, "Whatever, Gleb, like, it's just a raccoon." And he looked at me like I was a big idiot, and is like, "There's no raccoons in Europe." And I'll never forget that because I felt really stupid after that. Like, oh, I never thought about that before. How could I have known? We got no possums either. Anyway, well, I wondered the other night if American football references were part of like this American localization, like how the baseball references in Danganronpa were replaced with football references. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, maybe I stick the tape in something. Rainbow Cemetery, you're from the UK, right? Nope, just a regular American. I wonder how I got that mixed up. I don't know. I try to remember these things, but okay. Whoa.
I can't make those things work together.
Aw.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
I can't do that.
Maybe I should go give Leroy the extra beer. Just keep plying him with beer. More beer. Shoot, I was so busy fretting over this game, I'm only halfway through my vodka. It's like a double. This may have the equivalent of a single. When I lived in Spain, they never did doubles and singles. They just pour you the drink. Yeah. I used to do these comparisons with Spain because I spent the first 5 years of my adult life there. And I just keep giving this motherfucker beer.
I think he's had enough.
Judgmental prick, Harper. You're a judgmental prick. I don't know. What have I got?
I don't think those things play.
Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Well, maybe I will save and quit. But while you're here, I was making some good progress on Red Star today, so maybe I'll show off what I've got for the time being. It's like getting back to the functionality I used to have, but I think it's looking slick. Yeah, I'll show you. Let's see, what was I do? Go away. Let me. If Unity isn't crashing, Unity is very finicky. I tell you. It'll crash on you at a moment's notice. Come on. Unity's not cooperating. Dang it. Oh, you know what was really weird about Unforeseen Instances? I started and it showed me the Unity logo, and I was like, why the fuck would you want to do that? Because assholes on Steam will give your game a bad review just because you have a Unity logo in it. Because it's like some $500 a year to get the Pro version, which is what I have. But I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it's worth it. Well, one, to have Unity Pro with its features, but also to avoid people who are assholes giving your game a bad review right off the bat just because it has the Unity logo on startup. So I don't know. But maybe they just use the free edition. I guess I can respect that. I mean, $500 is $500. Come on. Hold up. I've got a bunch of debug things. That still happens. I mean, I think so. I mean, I every now and then see people shit talking. Well, it's a monthly fee, but you can't pay it monthly. Oh shoot, the Twitch chat's no longer on the. Okay, there we go. Like when I bought it, it's allegedly monthly, but you have to pay for a year at once. Yeah, I agree with Rainbow Cemetery. Like, I could never go back, even if I wasn't even doing anything actively anymore, because it's so fucked up that you have to pay to get the dark theme. But, like, yeah. It's so sad. It's so petty that they gate the dark theme behind the pay version. It's being really fucking slow. I'm clicking here, and it's... Yeah, this is the refactored Red Star puzzles. If I can get it to load, it might crash. If it does, I'll restart it because I want to show off what I've been up to. Oh, god damn it. Don't do this to me. Hey, did you stop? All right, come on. I'll give it a little more and then I might have to restart Unity. Whoa, what are you importing small assets for? Well, anyway. Come on now. Okay. This should be, for those who have played the demo version of this from like a month ago, the first 2 tutorial levels is redone. Made anew. Classic Unity. What a card. Oh. Yeah, fucking Unity collab. What a fucking... I think it messed up my build. I need to figure out how to build this game before Saturday. Because I have not successfully done a build since that collab thing got turned on, and I haven't figured out how to turn it off. I mean, I'm getting pretty dang close to just starting a new project, which would not be the first time I did this for this game, because Fmod, which is the audio middleware I use, they have different versions, and so I tried to upgrade versions, but the problem with Fmod is it has very poor documentation. So they made a huge change. Okay, are you gonna work now? Okay, hold on. There we go. Well, I'll just blather later. I'll play through this. Actually, I might skip through the dialogue, because if you guys have been watching my Twitter vids, then you've seen this bit.
That's the capacitor. You need a trans, but you forgot. Now they collect the emitter.
This one so why isn't it?
I recently redid the way
you can so
hologram Valentine's been shown here.
Have a look.
Whoa, that was not supposed to happen.
Now that you know where it is, change the
That's
value
a
of
new
the
bug.
charge so that the transistor is fully powered.
Okay, I need to look into that. So the bug
Good
is
question.
there's
I don't know. Just change it to be something really
2 different memory addresses popped up there. There's just supposed to be 1. I suspect it's because I've got 2 memory cells loaded right now, and for some reason it grabbed one from the other one. But anyway, I need to work out this aiming system. It doesn't work well when they're overlapping. Oops. I gotta fix this before the expo. I'm freaking out, to be honest, about the expo. It's bad timing. Okay. This didn't turn out the way I wanted because this other one's in the way. Come on.
I can't believe that really
Turn off.
worked.
Duplicating UI. So I think it's because I've got 2 memory cells loaded at once. So it was supposed to just load the 1 memory address for this one. And that's the one. This is supposed to be. It's no longer the first tutorial level. I've got other ones, but this is the first one that does the hex editing. And I agree with Rainbow Symmetry. I also wasn't able to turn off collab in the editor. So with this one, the one you're supposed to edit is whoa, hi, okay. This pink dealio here is entering on the screen. And that's supposed to be the only memory address that shows up in this specific memory cell, but it grabbed another one from the next cell over, so I need to make sure that doesn't happen.
I'll meet you in the next memory cell.
So anyway, for those of you who are watching this stream,
the
main character of the game I was just playing, the adventure game, is the guy
I'll meet you in the next memory
shares a voice
cell.
actor with Valentine.
Don't stop. Keep going.
All right. Later, buddy. And so I don't have the walls yet here. I need to finish the walls. I have so much to do before Saturday.
Is a generator. It never runs out of power.
Also, tutorials are like the literal worst. Tutorials are bad. Anyway, isn't that pretty? It looks a lot prettier than it used to look. I made the game pretty. Hope people appreciate that. Anyway, there's going to be walls here later. Right now, there's not walls. It's because, you know, you got to make the wall go over the door and... Anyway.
Transistor is fully powered.
He did.
But the capacitor
Master the
isn't powered
audio.
up.
Tiana's audio is
Look
much
at the
more
symbol
quiet
above the transistor.
than Matt's audio.
It isn't the same symbol as the one on
It's
the
a triangle
capacitor.
and a
You'll
circle.
need to switch the transistor signal type to be the same type of signal that powers the capacitor.
What's the memory address for this one?
About that, the location where a memory is stored changes all the time. Even if
See,
I
I've got him
told
following
you
you.
what it was for me right now, it won't work by the time you see this message.
That's
But
new. That took
if you
much
try to
longer than it
sense
should
the
have
memories in this
to have him
room,
follow the player. I didn't copy
you
somebody else's
might be
script. I
able
rolled
to
my
find
own, and I
it.
probably should have just
You had the
took somebody else's
memory
solution,
address
but
for the
I have too much
last
pride.
one.
That was
Anyway,
a static
in the
object.
old version of
It never
this, you had to
changes,
sit still during the entire
obviously.
dialogue. Yeah, because I mean, I kind of want it to be creepy. I mean, he's, you know, a hollow who's fucked up and falling apart. And anyway,
I can rewrite these memories, right? So I just start changing them all until I get to the right one.
the Orange,
You
did you
don't
play one of my
have time
earlier
for that.
builds of this?
Look for a memory
think
with a
somebody
value
in
that
here
matches
played.
the type of signal emitted by the transistor.
So you see, I'm looking for a triangle. Right? Okay, so here's a triangle.
So it must be this one here.
I need a... This has been finicky. Yeah, so when you last played it, these systems were different and didn't look as pretty. I try to make this a bit more intuitive, but I still need to... I've got a long way to go. Anyway, so that's the first two tutorial levels. Different from what they used to be. And I got no more! I'm just gonna fall off the edge of the world here. Actually, I wonder if quitting goes back to title now, because it used to just drop you off into the void. So I'm gonna go to the void. Where's it gonna take me? I don't remember. Shit, this isn't gonna be ready in time for Saturday. I'm freaking out. I'm really unhappy about that, to be honest. Timing's always bad. It's because, you know, I'm not paying for table space. I'm once again being sponsored by the IGDA of Austin, which has been very generous in sponsoring me for a lot of events for years now. They do a lot for local game devs, but, you know, I signed up to get table space at DreamHack, and they didn't tell me until I got an exception recently. And so I was in the middle of this big-ass refactor. Uh-oh, it didn't like that. I crashed the game. I might have to stop Unity. Ooh, bad. Anyway, so if I'd known that I was going to be accepted, I probably wouldn't have done this big refactor. Ooh, okay. All right. What were you so mad about? Hey, live debugging. It's great. You'll learn a thing or two. Oh, come on, Visual Studio. Nothing's cooperating. I'm so mega stressed out, you guys. Oh, man. Oh, come on. I'm going to drag Visual Studio here as soon as it stops being annoying. Oh, it's mad because the main camera doesn't have the image effect that I want on it. That would do it. I need a little bit better. I don't mess with the title menu much. You know, just set it and forget it. So fix that. Oh man. So I guess that I will whoa, recursive OBS in there. Oh hey, no, we got back here. What else have I been working on? I've got a few interesting systems that I might show off before I call it quits. Come on. Come on. You can do it. I've been trying to figure out how I want to integrate the narrative element with the puzzle element. So I've been experimenting with sort of flopping around between these sort of overlaid worlds. Although, I don't know. I'm of two minds on it. Because maybe I do want more separation. It's all these really important decisions that I need to make, and I feel really pressured by this upcoming expo. And Unity is not cooperating. It will ever be thus. I've got these players, you know, in all these scenes, even though I've got, I'm loading them async with each other so that they go continuously from one to another without loading screens once the actual first scene is loaded. Which means I've got all these players that I keep inactive in all the scenes that I use for debugging only, but when it's actually being played, there's just one player and they just walk into the next scene. So I have to keep them inactive, otherwise if I've got two players active at once, the cameras go on the fritz. That probably sounds like gibberish if you don't usually use Unity, but I assure you it makes a lot of sense, maybe. I probably do need to reset Unity. It's been, I mean, Unity kind of is a bitch, but this is being unusually slow. Bummer. Anyway, for those of you watching, I appreciate your patience. What? This was working earlier today. The fuck is your problem? You fucking kidding me? What are you mad about? Why? What? For fuck's sake. Life of the game dev is nothing but pain. Previously, all this was loaded at runtime from a tile map, but that was just not scalable at all. So which one of you does not have a sound source? It's you. Fucker. I'll give you a sound source. So what I'm doing is, this has to do with the way Fmod does its 3D sound attenuation. Unity, I swear to God, every time I do a Devstream, shit like this happens. I swear, I swear. Anyway, so I'm using Fmod Studios, my audio middleware, and so it's got this really neat feature, you know, for 3D attenuated sound, but you have to route the sound to a transform. And what I found, which is unfortunate, is that if you have a game object that's got a bunch of stuff in it, like colliders and so forth, Fmod will treat the size of all of those things together as the size of the object. So if you have a small mesh, but you've got like a big point light or a collider around it, and you attach a 3D sound to it, that sound will be really loud, and will never, you know, it will basically not get softer as you walk away because it's treating it as like a hugely scaled sound. So what I'm doing is I'm making these little placeholder objects, and then at runtime I attach the 3D sound to it, and then I destroy the object, but the 3D sound persists. Because in Fmod you have to manually manage your memory, so if you do not release an audio file from memory, or an audio instance from memory, it will just keep going forever. Unless you... So it's an interesting thing to do with the pointers and stuff, because you can dispose of the event instance in memory, so you cannot access it again in code. So if you want to stop that event, because it's going to keep playing even though you've disposed of its pointer, you have to stop the bus that it's on. So, and then in Fmod, you can assign different event instances to different buses. And so that's how you can control things like volume, and how I'm doing the lip sync is I am pulling the bus that the voiceover is on and getting the amplitude, and then I'm picking which mouth shape to show based on the amplitude of the voiceover. Because ain't nobody got time to do all that manually. Anyway, what I just did here is I've got this layer called Invisible, and the player camera, hi Jules, will not show anything on the invisible layer. So all these little placeholder transforms go there, just in case they don't get deleted. I don't see them. Hide in shame. What are you importing small assets for? Damn it, Unity. You're always pulling this bullshit. Breaking my heart. Let's see if it'll work this time. I think earlier today I had a shader issue here, though. Man, you guys, I'm so stressed out. Alright. Whoop. Don't do that.
This is a switch.
Oh, hi.
It changes the signal type of it.
Shush. Anyway, so what I'm doing there when I pause it, even though I've already released that audio, but I've got it set that when I pause, all sounds on the VO bus, which sounds funny to say, get paused. So that's how we roll with Fmod.
Anything connected to it.
Okay.
I see. So I can use it to make a direct path for the signal to power up the capacitor.
You whip. So this is a puzzle that didn't exist before. It's really, really simple. But it's supposed to be the introduce. Whoa, god damn it. I didn't. Do you see this? That's his teeth. I didn't fade out his teeth all the way. Oh man. It's just not gonna be right time. Unless I never sleep. And you know I'm gonna not sleep. You know I'm gonna do this. My life is pain. Just kill me. Anyway, this is the introduction to this mechanic. And so hopefully it's simple enough that people will be able to get it. Anyway, it's not very clear. I need to put the ultimate jam. Yes, the jam beyond. I need to put a line renderer going from this. Whoa, hi. There we go. Line renderer from the capacitor to this memory. But anyway, see this? See this? Isn't that cool? You guys can't tell me that's not cool. How I've done this is I've got two materials on every mesh here. And then I have a stencil mask. God damn it, this fucking bug came back. The one with the D-pad icon. I'll show you. The D-pad icon keeps going black every time I fade it, and I keep trying to do things like on the update loop, set it all to always be white. But that has not been working. Alright, I need, here, I'll show you. I'm so mad. I thought I fixed that bug. Lord of mercy. See, it's a D-pad. See, it worked hard on that. This is how I'm doing my multiple choice. Is you select it on the D-pad and you hit A. So I'm thinking that maybe I'll incorporate the sort of narrative visual novel elements like this, where you sort of flash in and out of this other world, the maybe the real world. I don't know, the memories of Valentina. I need to look at the performance hit though to have two materials on everything. Oh, and yeah, I need to look into that. I'm using Dotween. So anyway, I'm doing this. She's got two materials on her. And it's really low tech what I'm doing to achieve this stencil mask effect, but I think you'll agree that it's kind of hilarious in its simplicity. On the player, right in front of her face, I have a quad. So quad's like a plane, except it's got way fewer tries. Called lens. And it has a stencil mask on it. See? And so I'm just switching which ID of the stencil mask I'm using. So as you can see, we are looking at everything set to specific. So notice how through here we're seeing the walls. Those are set to stencil mask 2. And so when we're like in scene view, we don't have any stencil mask on, so we're not seeing them. So if we look through this overlay that I've stuck in front of her face, and I change the mask ID to 1, ta-da! Is that cool or what? Is that cool or what? And so I always get proud of stuff like this because I didn't look up online how to do this or anything. Like, I didn't read a tutorial. I just figured that shit out. Is that not the coolest thing? I mean, I impressed myself, so I hope people are impressed. But anyway, what these green lines are for, they're the debug lines for my raycast, because I've got functionality on this here NPC, Oksana, and she follows the player within a certain distance from her. So she determines whether or not she needs to walk forward or turn or not by doing raycasts and trying to hit the player with them. That's what's going on here. Anyway, thanks for letting me brag about that. I'm really proud about that. I think it's a really cool effect. And so I'm going to have zero modesty on that. So, excuse me, I need to adjust this. This is a particle effect that somebody else made that I got from the asset store. I need to adjust it. It needs some loving. I need to put a line from the capacitor to it, but basically what I'm going to have is the bright circle here is not... I played Unforeseen Incidents for like 50 minutes, and then I got frustrated, so I decided to show off my game instead, because I kept on talking about it. And I wanted to brag about that, because I thought that was really cool, how I was phasing in and out of the different, you know, the Vaporland and the real world. Anyway, this bright circle is not going to light up when this memory is not active. I tied the memory to the capacitor, but it's not obvious. I'll fix that. When it's not active and you walk into this sort of distortion area here, you get some text on the screen that says, you sense some memories here. Anyway. Oop, that was a bug. It's not supposed to happen. Just wandering around in Vaporland. See? Ta-da! I stuck that while there is a stopgap measure to keep the player from backtracking, but I just need to do something else. Anyway, I'm not going to listen to the rest of this. I have this here. This is a puzzle that's already solved. And I set it like that because I'm hoping the player will see, like, oh, hey, it's the beam of light, and it's a mirror, and it's a lit thing, and so they'll understand later when I show them a puzzle like this that they're supposed to rotate the mirror. Okay, say hi, Valentina. It's Valentina, the main character of the game. Okay. See? Yep, they're back in Vaporland. What debug effect? What do you mean? Oops. Oh, the grid wall stuff. That's intentional. Aesthetic becomes New Roman. I'm kind of leaning into it because, you know, a lot of the stuff that we associate with Vaporwave or aesthetic was done in the 90s because computer graphics were so limited. That was sort of like the whole checker thing, I think, was a big deal because it let people show off shadows and stuff. Exactly what Jules said. So what's fun is I kind of am leaning into that. I guess people might think that, I mean, if you thought it was debug, other people think it's debug, but it's kind of fun because I can say like, nope, that's the style. I don't need to get better. That's my style. But I'm kind of trying to show off, you know, how I was going in and out of sort of that real world view and then this view. So I'm hoping contrasting that is showing I'm capable of doing, you know, a different kind of environment. I'm not doing this because I can't. I'm doing this on purpose as I'm trying to achieve this sort of synthwave, vaporwave look in the game. These menus I made myself. It's got that grid pattern. God damn it, the fucking D-pad thing.
Why not? I'll make
Anyway, so now that we saw that sort of mirror puzzle back there. Oops, the trees are still visible. I'm hoping that the player will see this and be like, oh, it's like the other one. I guess I better do this. I was hoping, because, you know, players are kind of dumb, so who knows. I've said it before, but it's weird. Like, I demo my games fairly frequently. And it's kind of sad. I feel like a lot of gamers are like hostile to the idea of playing games. Anyway, oh, did I take out the other... There were some other puzzles here, but I must have taken them out because I figured I was going to use her. So that's new stuff. And this is supposed to lead into another area. But it doesn't yet because I'm not done with it. Fuck. There's too much to do by Saturday. Like, I'm in emotional distress. But other than that, other than the looming deadline, I feel like the game is coming along pretty well. And check out the floor's emissive. Oops, I used an animation for the jump from like a Unity standard asset or something, so she holds it hands like a rifle when she jumps. I need to fix that. Yeah, you're probably right. The orange. Anyway, also, so I've got on the hanger different depth layers for outside walls and the frame of the building, because I thought it looked cool when you walked by that you would see the light hitting it differently. So that's intentional. You see what I'm talking about? You kind of see the skeleton of the... Oh, I hit a wall. Did I hit a wall? See the skeleton of the hanger? I might be hitting the invisible walls. Anyway. So those are cool things, and I think everything else I've showed off on Twitter. Just posting all the time. Anyway, that was fun, and I really appreciate y'all joining me this evening. I had a good time. I hope y'all had a good time. I am going to call it quits for now, but I will continue this some other time. I'll keep trying to get farther in Unforeseen instance and maybe show off some more dev. So, nighty-night.